Hello, hope you're having an amazing day. Today I want to show you something about how you can add a search bar to your website that it's going to display content or information from a database. So this is not like the normal search bar that Wix already have as an app. That displays anything on your website, but this is more for like displaying items that are in the database. There are so many videos out there that show you how to do it. Now the only thing is they don't show you how you can keep adding, let's say, other searches. They're just limited to like songs or like restaurants, but they don't tell you how you could potentially use it for something else. So in this example, I'm using a real estate website, but again, you can use it for anything, and we're gonna build everything from scratch. Now this design is very ugly, to be honest, but it was just so I could do it quick, test it out, and we're gonna build everything from scratch so you can change the design however you want to. So on this example, you're gonna notice I have some email, I have a location, and the type of what do you call it, the type of property, right? So it's a house, condo, and then apartment. So whenever the user types, let's say, is just wanting to see houses, it's also gonna give them a result, right? So it says house, it has 3 results, but if I type and the reason why this one is also showing the one that says condo is because on this one I'm also displaying title, right? So this is the title, and the title has house, but if I go here and I type apartment, it's pretty much showing me only apartments, and if I type condo, it should only show me condo. Now on this one I also have another option that I recently added, which is gonna be if it's for sale, right? So right now I haven't published it, but I'm gonna show you on the code right now. It's gonna be here. So I'm gonna update this because this one is gonna be for let me do it really quick so at least you can see what it's gonna look like. We're gonna add this. Let me do this really quick. And let's say you're adding this option, which is gonna be either for sale, pending, or whatever it is, right? So you can do as many as you need. And I'm gonna go over every detail about how we're gonna create it, but I just wanna show you how it works. So we're gonna pretty much start from scratch. And again, if you're new, I would recommend that you watch everything, but if you're already advanced, then you can always just go back and skip onto the parts that you need. So the status, we're gonna copy this, and then we're gonna replace it right here on the code. And we're gonna type right there, and you're gonna see what it looks like. So if somebody types, let's say, for sale or pending, it should display only the ones that are for sale or pending. So if I go for sale, it's only showing me the ones that are for sale. And then if we go here, it's gonna be pending. So there is right now there's one that's pending. I don't know why this one didn't change, but it should only show those. And then the other one was sold, and there it is. It says one found. For some reason it's not displaying it, but we're gonna look into it right now. So we're gonna start everything from scratch, so that way don't get caught up on like trying to copy the code. Right now I'm gonna give you everything, and I'm gonna show you how to do everything. So let me minimize this. We're gonna go here. Okay, so we're gonna start again from scratch, and you can use this for anything. It can be a real estate website, or it can be for team website, whatever it is. So let's start. So we're gonna use a blank template, and then let me go here. And we're gonna go here. So the first thing we need is a database, because that's where you're gonna be using this. You're also gonna need to have a search box, and in this case I'm using a GIF for the spinning wheel that shows that it's loading the content. So we're gonna go into everything right now. Okay, so we're here. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna add is the database. And right now, let's say you already have a database. That's why you're looking for a search box. So you can always skip this part. The first thing I want to do is just turn on the developer mode. That way I can have access to the other tools. And then I can just hide this. And then just hide that. And then we're going to go here. And I want to go to dynamic pages. So let me see here. Okay, there it is. So I'm gonna add a dynamic page because it will bring some, like dummy content that we can use. We're gonna use this one, which is services, and it's gonna create our database. Once it creates our database, again, we're on this specific tutorial. I'm not showing you how to go on the design. It's mainly just about the search bar. So we're gonna go back here. You're gonna notice you're gonna have some images and some information. Perfect. So as you can see, you have title, you have price, you have number of orders, duration, right? But because this is services, you wanna filter, let's say, or you want people to be able to search the minutes, and you want them to see the price, okay, and then the title, the type of service that you're offering. So now we're gonna go here and we're gonna create a new page to display that information, because we're gonna use a repeater. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna add a new page. So this is just gonna be a new blank page, and this is what we're gonna name it search bar. You can name it anything, or you can name it results. It doesn't matter. Also, if you're building it directly on your home page, that's totally fine. So you don't have to create a new page if you don't want to. So let's say we're gonna add this section right here. So to make it more real, we're gonna do this. So let's say it's right there. Okay. So you already have your section, and then now we're gonna add another one where we wanna add the search bar. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna add this part right here. Perfect. So let's say I want to display here some type of search bar where people can look for things that I have already in my database. So what I want to do is I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go to input. If you don't see this option, it's because your developer mode is off. So you got to turn it on to be able to see this option right here. You're going to select the first one, which is text input. And then from here, this is what we're gonna use as our search box. Okay, then we also want to add a little GIF here that shows that it's spinning, right, that it's working. And you can get your own GIFs, but I found this website, I think it's called Loading.io. Yeah, that one. This one right here. Let me see if I have an account. Perfect, I do have an account. And as you can come here, you have free options. So you can click on one of these ones. And let's say we want to use this one that says free. So we're just going to click on it. And I use this one, blue. And we want to use a GIF. And then download it. Perfect. So now it's going to download that GIF right there. Perfect, it's right there. We're gonna upload the picture, so it's a GIF image. So that GIF image is just showing that it's loading. So sometimes, you know, people get a little like confused. They want to know that things are working, or it's showing that there's some progress. You can use an image, you can use text, whatever you like. Again, I'm using a GIF just because it's a little bit interactive. So we're gonna add this one right here. and we're gonna minimize it right there. So there you go. Now we have these two options. Now we gotta add a repeater, and we're gonna go here. So again, you can use any type of repeater. The one that I use on the sample that I just showed you is this one, but just so you can see, you can use anything. We're gonna use this one right here. So now you have that, and then we're gonna start removing things that we don't need. So in this case, we can remove from. So we can remove from, and because I don't have any button, I can delete that. I don't want to show a date, so I want to only show a title. I want to show maybe description. Yeah, we can show description and then the price, and that's it. So now the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna open this right here. Gonna make this a little bigger right here, and then we're gonna select on this option, which is the search box. So this one, what thing is gonna happen is when you copy the code, it will pick whatever name it's on there, but I'm gonna show you how you can change it. So if we go back here, I'm gonna show you. First, the image is called Loading GIF. Okay, so the Loading GIF has that name, and that's how you need to name it. Now if yours has a different name, you can always change it, so it's gonna go according to the code. If the name is different, this is gonna give you a little error, and it's gonna be on red. Now the search box is called search bar. So as you can see, search bar, and then this is what's gonna be part of the code. So you gotta make sure this matches, and I'm gonna show you how you're gonna add this. So we're gonna change the names of these ones, which is gonna be this one right here. So I'm gonna delete that, and it's search bar, and then this one is gonna be GIF or Loading GIF. So you're gonna click on your image, and you're just gonna click right there, Loading GIF. That's it. Now on the Loading GIF, you also gotta make sure you click hidden. That means that whenever the page loads, it's not gonna show. It's only gonna show when the code is acting like it's loading or showing some type of information. And then here we can always change this where it says add your name. We're gonna go to settings, and then we're gonna name it search. There you go. So we can leave it like that, and you can customize this if you like. You can use a different color, make it bold, so like that. You can say 20. There you go. So that way it looks clear, it's there. And then the other thing you want to make sure is that you're gonna click on search, and you're gonna go right here where it says on key press. Okay, so it should look like this. So if we click on here, it says on key press. See how this one is green? So the way you add that is by clicking on the search box right here. You gotta click where it says on key press, and then once you see this, you gotta click the plus button. When you do that, there's gonna be this new thing right here, this new function. Now we're gonna delete everything, and before you add the code, you gotta do this, because if you add the code first and then you add these sections, it's not gonna work, because there's gonna be double code or double function. So just make sure this part you do it first before you copy the code in here. So now we can just delete that right there. Then you're gonna go get the code that I'm gonna give you, and from here, let me see. I'm gonna give you a link on the page where you can download the code, so it's completely clean. So just keep that in mind. Then we're gonna go. Well, let me close this, and there it is. So we're gonna get our code, and we're gonna paste it here. And I'm gonna explain you how the code works. So the first thing you're gonna notice is giving us an error here, which is saying dataset 1. It's on red. That means it doesn't exist. So we need to add our dataset. So you're gonna go to Content Manager. You're gonna go to Add Content Elements, data set, and then once you add this, select the right collection or the right database that you have. In this case, we're doing services, so we're gonna select that one. This number represents the number of results that you want to show when the search happens. So if you only want to show 3, then make sure you do 3. So if you have, let's say, 5 different services or 10 different services, in this case, again, it can be properties, right? Because you can use the same code for a properties website, for service website, or any other, for like a store. So it doesn't matter. Right now, when we start going on the code, you're gonna see how it's very easy to change. The process is pretty much the same. The only thing that's gonna change is what you're showing or displaying on the page. So again, depends on how many results you want to show. You can put 3, you can put 6. Usually I like to show only 3 just so it doesn't make my website too messy, but it's totally up to you. You can select whatever the amount you want and then just close it. Now, as we open this, you gotta make sure to click on it and make sure this one says dataset 1. Now, let's say you already have another dataset on the same page, because let's say you have other items in there, or you have connected some drop downs, whatever it is. If you have 2 databases, data sets, just make sure that the one that you're gonna be using for the search bar, if this one, let's say it says dataset 2, just copy that one and replace it here. So it doesn't have to necessarily be dataset 1. It can be dataset 2, dataset 3. It's just gonna be the one that you're trying to use. Okay, so I'm gonna show you another example. Let's say if I add another dataset right here, right? It's right here, and right now it probably is gonna give me an error because we already have one, but we'll see. So it selects, see, it says dataset 2. So let's say this one is services and this one is products, for example. Then dataset 2, as you can see, you're just gonna copy this and then you're gonna replace this one right here, like that. So again, as long as you have the one that you want to use, it doesn't matter what number it is. So I'm gonna put it back to dataset 1 and we're gonna delete this one because we don't need it. Then we're gonna go here. Let me minimize this. I just pretty much gonna make this a little more simplified or more organized. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. So we're gonna bring the import Wix data from the Wix data, and then it tells you what's gonna happen already. And then as you're following, you're gonna notice here the loading GIF, right, is gonna show when the bouncer time. So whenever we're searching, we want this to show as if it's loading. So right now you're gonna see, if I go to preview, it's not gonna show because we're not searching anything. But as I'm gonna start searching, it's pretty much gonna start showing some information, some image here, which is the GIF. It is acting like it's pretty much loading, kind of like whenever you do some type of searches, sometimes it's showing that it's searching for it. So that's pretty much it. But if you want to change that for something else, you can totally do that. Just make sure that anytime you change this, let's say you want to use a regular image, or you can even use text, gotta make sure that the ID gets changed on all the ones that says loading GIF, because as you can see, it's right here, and then it's gonna also be down here. So now that you know that you can change this for anything, now let's say you don't want to name it loading GIF for some reason, right? Let's say this one is name, image, ball, whatever it is. Just make sure you copy this and replace all of the ones that says loading GIF, because that way the code will still work the same. The ID is what it pretty much makes everything work. Now, as we can see here, we have another option that's giving us an error, which it says text results. So what is this? Is this little box right here? Text. as you can see, this one displays the results that you have. And how you do that is literally just adding a small text. So we're just gonna add a small text right here, and we're gonna minimize this, and we're gonna make it 15. Okay, and we're gonna make it bold. There you go. Now, as you can see, what is in the text doesn't matter, but what it matters is the ID. On this case, the ID name is text9, but what I want it to be is text results. That's what I want it to be. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this, and I'm gonna replace the ID for that text. And now, once I click here, all those errors went away. So these will automatically change according to the searches. So if there's one result, it's gonna turn into one result. If there's two results, it's gonna show that. Okay. Now that you have that part, we're gonna go back to this part right here, which this is the most important thing out of the whole code. So we're gonna go to this part. Perfect. Okay. So as you can see here, the bouncer time, set timeout. So anytime you search anything, right, it will automatically clear the search. You want it to filter what contains inside, which is going to be the title. In this case, you can replace this for anything inside your database, and I'm going to show you how. Because we do have a title section, we're just going to leave this one here. But on the next one, this one says artist, right? Because this code originally was for a musician type of website. So how do you replace this? Very easy. You want to go to your content manager, right? We're gonna go to services, and you want to find, this is the piece that it's gonna pretty much work for the whole database. So on this one, we already have title, right? Now we also want duration, right? It says duration. So we're gonna click on it, properties, and you wanna get the key, the field key. So we're gonna copy this, right? And then we're just gonna close this. We're gonna delete this option that says artist, and then we're just gonna paste it right there. So anytime we, we search for any word that has the filter on duration, is gonna display that information. Then what's the other thing that we wanna display? We said description, right? So we can also add the description if we wanted to, but it's totally up to you, because any word inside the description, let's say if you're talking about facials, if you're talking about some type of like massage or whatever it is, the services that you're offering, you are gonna be able to display that information. So you're gonna go to properties, and we're gonna copy the field key again. So we're gonna click that, we're gonna close this, and we're gonna replace this one right here. So as you can see right now, I only have two. So this is the part that I was talking about. Like, a lot of people only show you how to set, change certain things, but they don't show you how to add more. So what you want to do is, if you want to add more fields because you want to filter other stuff, then in this part is where you're gonna go in front of where it says value, right? As you can see, it says .org, wix.org, and then explains that. So we're gonna add it right here. You're gonna click enter, type point, and make sure that because this is case sensitive, you gotta make sure you type it exactly how it is, because if you don't do it, then it's not gonna work. Once you put those parentheses, you're gonna put the dot and then contains, and then we're gonna open another one, and inside is gonna stay this part right here. We're gonna paste the service description, and then you're just gonna move outside here. Actually, right here, it's gonna be a comma, space, money, W, another one, and this is gonna be symbol search bar. Just gonna click on that, and then we're gonna go over one that value. Okay, so that's how you did. You added another option. Now, one thing that I want you to know that's super important is contains is usually gonna be for text. Okay, it's not gonna filter numbers. So if you wanna filter numbers, this has to, instead of contains, it has to change to EQ. And then once you add that, you also have to add the number. Okay, before the money and W symbol, you gotta make sure it's EQ and then number, because if you don't do this, it's not gonna filter the number. And as you can see here, it says year, but because again this was for a different website, so I'm just gonna show you how you can add your own. So let's say on this one we want to display prices, right? Because they're all numbers, and actually this one is actually text, because you can see it's a T here. So we gotta find one that it's numbers. This one is also numbers, I mean text. Order number, this is the one, because this is the number of orders. Now a client is not necessarily going to be looking for orders, so we're just going to add a new sample and we're going to name it what can we name it? Amounts. Let's say we can name it I'm trying to think how we can, what do we need a number for? Well, I don't know, we're just gonna name it numbers. Again, this code, you can use it for anything, so whatever you need to do, just use that. And then we're just gonna select the option number and then save year. Oh, actually let's just name it numbers, yeah. And then this is numbers, save. Because again, you can use it for, if you see on this sample right here, I use it for years, because on this specific sample right here, we're using it for properties. So I use it for the year that the house was built, right? So if somebody looking for houses built on specific dates, also for number of bedrooms, as you can see, number of bedrooms is 2. And then if you see here, it says the field key is bedrooms. So when we go on the code, and I'm sorry I'm going back and forth, but it's just so you can see what it looks like. And let me see, that's a different page. Let me go here on the one that we did already. Okay, here. So as you can see here, I have floors for the number of floors, because we want people to be able to filter floors. And then I also have I didn't add a second one, but before I had it for bedrooms. So I'm going to show you how you're going to add that option as well. So in this case, because we already say it's just going to be numbers, we're going to type a few random numbers. 2, we're going to do 3, 5, this is going to be 6, it's going to be 4, and that's it. So we're going to click on numbers, properties, and then the field key is numbers. Again, this can be used for anything, so instead of year, this has to be changed for numbers. Now let's say you want to add another option that it's going to be years, right? So I'm going to show you how you're going to do that. So let's say you have another option that you wanted to filter years in the database. So let's add another option here, and this one we're going to name it years, or actually let's name it floors, just as an example, because again I mentioned that you can use it for anything. So we're just gonna name it floors, save, and then on floors we're gonna copy the field key, okay? And then, and I'm sorry if it gets confusing, please apologize for this, that I was going back and forth, but I wanted to show you everything from scratch, so you don't have to be like, how did this person got this option right here? So okay, so we're gonna go back here, we're gonna click and enter, we're gonna type .org, we're gonna do Wix data.filter, right? And then once we do that option, I'm gonna move to the next one, and then here, because again we want it to be numbers, is gonna be .eq, as you can see here, and then we're gonna open another parenthesis. It's gonna be this one right here, and the field key was floors, right? So we're gonna type comma, and then remember we say we're gonna you have to write number inside of it, because if you don't do number, it's not gonna work. And then we're gonna do the money symbol W, and then at the search bar, so after this we're gonna do search hashtag, sorry, forgot the hashtag, search bar, perfect. And then we're gonna go 1 over space that value. Okay, so that's it. Now it should be all clear. You shouldn't have any red line that's giving you an error. So now again, you wanna make sure that your box, whenever they type a duration, service description, floors, or numbers, right, it's gonna display that information. So let's minimize this. We're gonna connect everything. So now that we have our data set here, we got our code ready. We're gonna connect this last thing right here. So this one is gonna be image services. It's gonna go to images. This one, the text, I'm gonna make a little smaller so we make sure it fits in here. I'm gonna make it 15, and then we're gonna connect it to title. So that's title. This is gonna be pricing, services. This is gonna be price, and then this one is gonna be the description, service description, perfect. And then we also say we're gonna add floor, right? So let me add a small text here. Use this one. And again, this was just some random sample that we added. So just ignore this part on what the name is. But this is gonna be a number. So that we say that was gonna be floors. And then we also added another one, which was, I think, years. So we're gonna go here. Okay, so we're gonna connect this one, and this is gonna be floors. So floors, and then the other one was numbers. Again, because this code can work for anything, so gonna have it right there. Perfect. So we have all the things that we need. We have our search box, we have our little text right here. So now everything should work if we did it correctly. So we're gonna click preview, and we're gonna minimize this. So if I type here, let's say manicure, right? Because we're filtering the title. Then it's telling us that there's 6 results, right? So also we're filtering description, so anything in the description is gonna be there. We also say numbers, so if I type the number 4, it should only show us the ones we put with number 4. And then if we do also what else, price, did we do price? Let me see what we did here. Let me go back here. For some reason these ones are not showing, so I think I need to publish it. Sometimes it won't show when you don't have it published. So let me see. Okay, let's see if I do 4. Let me go back here and see why this option it's not showing right here. So let me make this a little lower. Okay, And I'm gonna, okay, it wasn't attached to the box, so that's why. So as you can see here, I'm gonna attach it to the box. Perfect. Now it should be able to, you should be able to see it. And let's refresh this. Okay, so if I do 4, it should only show me the ones with 4. If I do 5, it should only show me the results. And as you can see, it says there were 4 found. If I do 6, so you can filter anything. And as you're filtering things, it's gonna show you the results. So as you delete it, you also notice in the little GIF that we added, as you're typing, is showing there, right? So you can do anything. So on this sample right here, which was for a real estate page, you're also gonna see if they type house, you should be able to see only the ones that say house. And here it's also filtering this one because I also wanted to filter the titles. But if I type apartment, which is only one, it's right there. It's only showing me that. And if I wanted to filter just the email, let's say I wanted to show only emails from Tom, I can just type Tom right there. And then if I wanted to be locations from San Jose, it shows that I don't have one. Let me see, San Diego, San Francisco. Oh, I don't think I connected locations yet, so that's why it's not showing, because I haven't connected this one. But once you connect it on the code, you can add it right here. So right there. Now let's go back to our original sample, which is this one right here. Let's go look at the code. Again, make sure that if you're filtering or for your search box numbers, it has to be this one, and then for any text it's gonna be this one, and you can filter pretty much anything. So again, hopefully this one wasn't as confusing. If it is, please let me know in the comments and I will make another video about it. But pretty much it's very simple to do. Once you have the code, you can literally use it for any type of website, and the code can be changed. Again, the GIF, I show you where you can get it. But if you don't want a GIF, you want just a regular image, or you just don't want an image at all, that's also possible. But pretty much you can filter anything you want. So let me know what your questions are, and if I need to help you, just feel free to reach out to me. I'll be very happy to do that. So again, have a wonderful day, and hopefully this video helped you a lot. I'm gonna be putting the link so you can just copy the code. And just keep in mind that anything like the search key press event and the loading GIF and all the IDs have to match. If you have a little red line, it's because you probably did something or you didn't add something. It happens. Sometimes I forget to add the little hashtag here. So let's say if you were missing this option right here, it's gonna give you an error. See right there? So those little things. Sometimes if this is like a lowercase, it's also gonna give you an error, as you can see there. So that's why you gotta make sure you check everything, okay? Before you start doing anything, make sure you watch through the whole video so you see how everything was added. You want to add all your elements before you even add the code. That way you won't have any issues. Awesome. Let me know in the comments, post your website, want to see what you did with it. And yeah, hopefully this helps you a lot, and take care.